When it comes to woju, snail dueling, most people would think of suites in Hong Kong or exam institutes in South Korea. If it weren't for the lower rent, few would willingly choose to live in a cramped quarters. However, in recent years, a new trend has emerged in Tokyo, Japan, where real estate developers are introducing the ultra-compact apartment buildings in the city center. These units have a floor area of only about 3 square meters, around 3 tatami mats. Yet, they are highly sought after by Japan's younger demographic. Since 2020, several Japanese media outlets have reported on the phenomenon of these miniature apartments in Tokyo being snapped up by buyers. Most of these micro apartments are located in Shinjuku, and despite being smaller than those in popular areas like Meguro, each unit is only about 3 tatami mats in floor size. Even compared to Japan's famed compact apartments, these units are only half the size. However, from a statistical standpoint, these ultra-compact apartments are incredibly popular locally, often being snatched up immediately and with many people queuing up for waitlists. Why are such living spaces so popular among Japan's younger demographic? Let's analyze a few key elements. Firstly, these micro apartments are mostly designed with a white color scheme, unlike many older homes with quirky and outdated decor. Most rooms also have ceilings higher than 3.6 meters and are planned in a loft style familiar to young people, increasing usable space and visually reducing the feeling of narrowness. According to statistics, the target demographic for these small apartments is people aged 20 to 30. In terms of design aesthetics and usability, these properties perfectly match the tastes and needs of these target demographic. Secondly, if you have experience renting, you'll likely find it hard to come across a clean, attractive, and affordable property in the rental market. In Tokyo's city center rental ecosystem, properties typically fall into 3 categories. The first type is spacious and attractive but with very high rent. The second type has a small indoor size but is either old or has outdated decor. The third type has lower rent but is small and basic in terms of amenities. Given the limited budget, young tenants usually end up compromising on the quality of their living conditions, unable to afford properties they truly love. For instance, a 6 square meter suite in Tokyo city center typically rents for over 100,000 yen per month. Most of these properties vary in quality and are not conveniently located or cheap. However, the ultra-compact apartments mentioned earlier rent for around 70,000 yen per month, are clean, and are almost always located in convenient areas. As a result, many people are willing to compromise on space in exchange for better living conditions and convenience. Many recent tenants have been sharing their experiences of living in these ultra-compact compartments. Take, for example, Dr. Hirono Kanino, a 29-year-old employee of a sports company living in Shinjuku. His room is less than 3 tatami mats, but fully equipped with a kitchenette, washing machine, and a mini bathroom. After deducting the kitchen and bathroom space, he has about 1.5 square meter of living space, while the lofted area for sleeping is about 1 tatami mat in size. Although it may seem small on paper, these micro apartments, with their concept of extended height and large windows, don't feel too cramped visually. Dr. Canino also mentioned that his previous residence was about 14 square meter floor size, but the quality of life is now comparable to his current 3 square meter dwelling. Apart from the newer decor and more appealing interior design, he is fascinated by the feeling of being surrounded by daily necessities. For instance, while working on his computer, he can easily grab a drink from the fridge, and if he needs to use the restroom at night. Before signing the lease, he compared his current accommodation with other options, but ultimately found the micro apartments more suitable. He discovered that at the same price point, it's either the house are too old, the furnishings are too outdated, or they're designed as shared facilities without private bathrooms. In summary, the rise of micro apartments in Tokyo can be attributed to 2 main reasons. The first reason is related to practical considerations. While everyone loves spacious and beautiful houses, such properties come with expensive rent. Additionally, there's often a disparity in price and quality between traditional units, leading younger demographics who don't have a rigid demand for living space to sacrifice some space for lower rent and better living conditions. The second reason involved the development trajectory of large cities. Generally, in a city like Tokyo, the pace of downtown development expansion often lags behind the influx of new residents. To meet the demand for affordable housing from out-of-town workers, smaller units are rapidly increasing in the limited area within the city. Aside from these 2 objective factors, subjective preferences also play a role. From the visuals, it's clear that although Tokyo's small apartments are miniaturized, they are aesthetically pleasing. The loft-style design enhances the sense of space, and with the current trend favoring minimalism, many tenants of small apartments have mentioned that while they initially felt uncomfortable with the limited space, they gradually began to discard unnecessary items. As life simplified, their need for space decreased. This shift isn't limited to locals in Tokyo. Even Australians who are accustomed to spacious living have embraced this concept upon settling in Tokyo. One Australian woman's small apartment is also less than 3 square meter. However, she believes that space isn't the priority. Having a personal little haven to retreat to in a bustling city is crucial. Let's shift our focus to Hong Kong, where there are also many more small residences, but the living experience is vastly different. Similar tiny rental units in Hong Kong are called subdivided units, referring to the division of normal living units into smaller rental spaces. Some subdivided spaces have bathrooms, while others require sharing toilets with others. Apart from the limited space, most subdivided units in Hong Kong also suffer from issues such as being old and unclean. According to statistics, there are over 100,000 subdivided units carved out of residential units in Hong Kong that are over 15 years old. Among them, there are over 4,000 rooftop cubicles covered with metal sheets on the rooftops of high-rise buildings. Additionally, there are over 3,400 board partition rooms with extremely cramped space and over 1,100 capsule rooms with space only enough for a bed. Currently, there are over 220,000 people living in subdivided units in Hong Kong, and for many, the quality of their living conditions is far from satisfactory. The emergence of subdivided units in Hong Kong is related to government policies. As early as 1990s, subdivided units began to appear locally, but their units skyrocketed in the 2000s. At that time, the Hong Kong government stopped selling land and drastically reduced the supply of new residential properties, leading to a rapid increase in property prices over a short period. Rental prices have soared, and at the same time, the government has tightened eligibility criteria for public housing, leading to an increased demand for affordable housing in the market. Many people who cannot afford typical suites or apartments are left with no choice but to live in subdivided units. While not all subdivided units suffer from poor conditions, there are many high-quality options available. A 2020 survey by the Archives Authority revealed that median floor area of the subdivided units in Hong Kong is only increasing, and a quarter of units are occupied by 3 or more people. Compared to the living quality of single-occupancy apartments in Tokyo, the conditions of subdivided units in Hong Kong, old, small, and overcrowded, bring about social issues and risks far exceeding those faced by residents in Japan. Beyond Japan and Hong Kong, South Korea, located on the Korean peninsula, also has its unique housing culture. These small rooms in Seoul are called Goshiwon, originally intended for students preparing for national exams to reside and study. Due to the limited economic capacity of student populations, Goshiwon primarily target affordability. Typically, each floor is divided into 10 to 20 rooms, sharing a few bathroom facilities and a communal kitchen. Landlords usually provide complimentary kimchi and rice, while other food items are self-provided. Goshiwon rooms in South Korea are generally around 3 square meters in size, furnished with a bed, desk, and cabinet. To save space, many landlords set up bed-desk combination with storage compartments, maximizing space utilizations. Most Goshiwon rooms are quite cheap, with monthly rent ranging from around 300,000 to 600,000 Korean won, depending on the quality and size of the room. Due to the low prices, besides exam takers, many young working professionals also choose to reside in Goshiwon. Some South Korean celebrities have even shared their experiences of struggling in Goshiwon before becoming famous. According to the statistics, low-income earners now outnumber students among Goshiwon residents in South Korea. This illustrates the significant economic pressure accompanying living in downtown Seoul. As two major East Asian powers, Japan and South Korea share many overlapping development trajectories in various aspects. In recent years, a trend similar to Tokyo's micro-apartments has emerged in South Korean Goshiwon, with many landlords renovating rooms to enhance tenants' living comfort. Although rent prices have increased, at least there are now more suitable rental options available to young people, especially young singles. If you are interested in this topic, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment below. Thank you for watching today's episode.